A year and a half ago when I met you, you were covered in Nazi swastika tattoos, and now you're being welcomed by Martin Luther King's family here in Atlanta.
To be here today, I'm more excited for Michael in the sense that it's full circle, because he went from hate to being able to accept people for who they are.
I was with Michael in 2017 when he began the process of removing the hate symbols on his chest and back. It's painful to get it off.
Yes, but it's going to be worth it.
Michael was a member of a neo-Nazi group and served time in prison where he had swastikas tattooed across his body. How long have you had that on your chest?
Over 20 years.
His probation officer, Tiffany Whittier, helped him see past his hate. You feel like she became much more than a probation officer?
I would look at her as family.
I haven't seen him in over a year. He doesn't know that I'm here. We're gonna surprise him. Say hello.
She gave me the strength and the courage to do what I'm doing.
Oh, wow. You can't even see it, Michael.
You're touching before and after now.
Did you ever think they'd come off and that you'd be a part of that?
No, not in a million years. I would have ever guessed that Michael changed his life for the better.
A year and a half later, Michael's transformation continues.
This on my stomach and my chest used to have a big swastika on it and stuff. Now you guys can see it's a big wolf covering that up. On my back of my neck, I had white pride. I decided to put a tree of life for a new life.
After Michael and Tiffany's story went viral on Facebook with over 55 million views, Martin Luther King's daughter, Dr. Bernice King, invited them to Atlanta to speak on MLK Day.
Many of you guys have heard the story of our next two guests, how the compassion of a probation officer won over the friendship of a neo-Nazi, causing him to denounce his hatred and choose love. Please welcome to the stage.
Dr. King, what is it like sitting next to a guy who used to be a neo-Nazi with swastika tattoos all over his body? Why are you sitting next to him now?
Well, you know, I grew up in a family where were taught about unconditional love and forgiveness. And so to sit here today to me is like just full circle with the fruits of my parents' labor, that people are able to cross these barriers that once existed. It's unbelievable because this never could have happened in my dad's time at all.
If you would have asked me a year and a half ago, or 4 years ago, 5 years ago, would I have been standing outside? I was on the other side. I was in tears when I was out there. Because I don't know why I was like that. I judged for a couple people's actions. I judged a whole cultures for a couple people's actions.
Somewhere in my mid-20s, I started developing this hate for white people and had a strong hate, especially for white males. And I had to work through that emotion. I was on a television show with James Robeson, who happens to be an evangelical minister, and I was talking about the loss of my father and how it affected me. And in the middle of the show, he just said, "Can I give you a hug?" Now, in myself, I was like, but my mother taught me better. So I obviously said, of course. And when he hugged me, it was one of the most genuine hugs I had ever received. That in and of itself started something internally in me. It was kind of like in his situation, it takes a new experience to begin the process of change. This is my brother.
Absolutely.
This is my brother. And he may have gotten a little off on the track, but we've been there.
This is the original church where Martin Luther King Jr. would preach.
I'm still getting educated every day.
This is the King Center.
I can't believe it. Words can't explain.
How you feel?
It makes me feel alive. It makes me feel really good about everything we're doing.
Yeah.
The dream lives and the legacy continues.
I know my grandmother, she was there that day in Washington when he spoke there. To be here today, I'm more excited for Michael in the sense that it's full circle. because he went from hate to being able to accept people for who they are. On this day, being invited here by the King family is really special. I like to help people. I love to help people. I don't care what race you are, what drug you've used, what trauma you have in your life. I want them to be able to find the hope within themselves, to love themselves, because they have so much to give. If they only knew they have so much to give. They're not a number.